Alright, looks like Seigh has chosen to bring a standard heavy Gatling gun, battle rifle, shield. I'm sorry, Disso versus Seigh. Sorry about that, folks. And Disso has opted to bring a heavyweight as well. Probably a permagliding one. Alright, and the match begins. Oh, Seigh has chosen to bring his recon jammer this time, preferring to obscure himself and prevent his enemy from knowing exactly where he is. A great way to sneak up on your opponent. Oh, but Disso sees him right off the bat. And as we see, Seigh, Disso going in for a glide boost rush. A glide boost rush? Seigh opting to stick to cover to try to stay out of sight, and I believe using recon jammers still. Nope, he's not using the recon jammer. Right, both players still about equal with 38 and 39k respectively. Disso sticking to a very high glide boost rush and using a shield, probably to absorb some of the damage. Currently outmaneuvering him, making it hard for Seigh to get in any good shots. Currently 36k to 39k. One of the things that Seigh is going to want to do is break that shield, especially as it's absorbing a lot of the Gatling gun fire and some of his battle rifles. Disso, on the other hand, is opting more to go for kicks, trying to end it in a single shot if he can. Most heavyweights are capable of one-hit KOing if they move at the right speed and if they weigh enough, which most of them do. Alright, just more back and forth, with Seigh opting to switch back to his shield. Using a recon unit to hide his position, hopefully to either draw out Disso or to hide. Alright, 36k to 33k currently. Both players having fairly similar setups. And Disso comes in with yet another glide boost rush. And this time it results in breaking Seigh's shield. The match is currently in Disso's favor, especially if he keeps up these glide boost rushes, as they are definitely overtaking Seigh's AC a lot. Currently 26k to 28k though, Seigh returning the fire. Those missiles are definitely helping quite a bit. Alright, but Seigh has lost sight of Disso, and although he gets a free volley, it doesn't do very much damage. Both players now just scouting each other out, trying to get a good grasp of what they need to do next. Alright, both players just duking it out, currently about 25k to 22k. Now 20k. These guys are just slugging it out, backing off every now and then to get energy and to get position. Seigh is currently in the lead with 21k over Disso 17. But Disso managing to catch him at a bad point there. And now evening it up a little more. Alright, now it appears that Seigh's going slightly on the defensive, with Disso preferring to fall back. Despite the long range, Disso is surprisingly accurate with those triple BRs. Basically for him, they seem to be acting almost as long range owies. Alright, Seigh just laying down more recon jammers so that Disso has a difficult time figuring out his position. Alright, and they meet up once again. Seigh's going to have to think very hard of how he's going to play this matchup, because there's a lot of times where he's losing sight of Disso. And as their APs drop more and more, this is going to work more against his favor, as Disso seems to heavily prefer the glide boost rush. Alright, it's got about 13k to 11,000, still within a reasonable amount. Disso doesn't seem to be phased at all by these recon jammers, as he's just glide boosting around the corner and catching Seigh exactly where he thinks he's going to be. Alright, and there we go again. Disso outmaneuvering Seigh with an upward glide boost. Right, the match is very close, with about Seigh's 8k versus Disso's 9k. It's coming around the corner, and he manages to get a really nice hit, all triple BRs, and that's going to conclude the match as Disso outmaneuvers Seigh's heavyweight and takes game number 1. And folks, I am aware that the in-game audio for some reason is not working. I'll try to fix that as the match goes on. However, it might be that you're going to be stuck just listening to me. When I do cut up the VODs, I'll be sure to put in some music or something, so it's a little more bearable. Okay, so Disso takes game number 1. Alright. So looks like Seigh has opted to bring his quad, which tends to play a bit more on the defensive side. Also gives a decent amount of AP at about 40k. Alright, and it looks like Seigh has found his target, and he's using recon jammers yet again. Probably trying to see if he can get it to work with his quad this time. And just as before, as we saw before, he is opting for a much more defensive playstyle, where he's trying to see if he can get Disso to approach him. But it appears it's not currently working at the moment, because Disso is just getting the drop on him before he can fully set up. And right now, Disso has the lead with 38k to 35k. Alright, just playing Ring Around the Rosie with the rocks here. Trying to get in those missile hits, while Disso closes in with the plasma gun. It's interesting that Seigh has chosen to place the recon jammers in the open, because usually they're best when you place it right by a rock where your opponent cannot see it. Alright, he's slowly starting to whittle him down, using those missiles to his advantage as they go slightly over the cover. Oh, but Disso is dropping right in, just hitting him with shot after shot with the plasma gun, taking him down to 15k. Disso still at 28k and packing a shotgun, a plasma gun, and subcomputers. For those who don't know, subcomputers basically increase the lock-on time of your weapon, so it takes less time to lock. Very commonly used in sniper rifles, especially with dual shoulders, as it greatly decreases the amount of time it takes to lock on your opponent. Seigh needs to form a game plan as to how he's going to approach this, because right now he's currently not without an AP lead, and so he's the one who's going to have to approach him. But he can't do it carelessly, because as seen before, that plasma gun is going to rip him open at close range. Yep, and more plasma guns ensue, taking away his life, and that is the game, folks. Disso takes it to 2-0 over Seigh. Right. And now we move on to game 3. Seigh's going to have to think long and hard again about what map he's going to choose, because so far it hasn't worked in his favor. Let's see how Seigh has changed his strategy to see if he can win this game. Oh, very interesting. He has opted to use a light reverse joint with the AS missile weapon arms, a recon jammer, and a CE shield. A very interesting change in tactics. Let's see what he does to do with this. Oh, looks like Disso caught him right off the bat. Looks like shotgun shell shots and missiles, I believe. Still opting to use that heavyweight with permaglide abilities. Most likely, I would guess that Seigh has chosen to use this build because Disso's AC is weak to it, although that's a bit surprising, as most heavyweights with the alloy legs can usually get above 12 to 1300, which is what I believe how much damage those AS missile arms do. Whatever the case is, he's still not doing enough damage. Disso's currently at 38,000 and Seigh at about 13,000. Alright, now it's 7,000. It just seems like he can't shake Disso off his back. And there we have it. Game 3 goes to Dissocation in a very clean 3-0. Disso will now advance to the next round and fight Cotilejanot, also known as Crow, in order for the chance to be put back into winners.